Beneath the unassuming, sun-scorched landscape of Utah in the United States lies a world utterly alien to our own. It is a realm of profound darkness and suffocating silence, a labyrinth carved not by human hands but by the patient, relentless work of water over millennia. This is the Nutty Putty Cave, a geological wonder known to a select community of adventurers. Its name, whimsical and almost childlike, belies the severe and unforgiving nature of the environment within. The cave is not a grand open cathedral of stone, but a complex network of tight, twisting passages, some so narrow they demand that explorers contort their bodies in unnatural ways. Some constrictions are infamous, bearing names like the Helmet Eater and the Scout Eater, grim monikers earned from the experiences of those who dared to pass through them. John Edward Jones was a man full of life and promise. At 26 years old, he was a devoted husband to his wife, Emily, and a doting father to their young daughter. He was in the midst of his medical studies in Virginia, a demanding pursuit that spoke to his intelligence and his desire to help others. It was this love for adventure, a spirit of exploration shared with his brother Josh, that would ultimately lead him back to the familiar landscapes of his home state of Utah for a Thanksgiving holiday. On the evening of the 24th of November 2009, the group of 11 explorers arrived at the cave's entrance. For John, this was a welcome break from the rigors of medical school. John wriggled forward into the narrow opening, his body moving deeper into the earth with each push. The passage was far tighter than he remembered the birth canal being. It was an almost vertical descent, forcing him to proceed head first, his arms pinned to his sides. The rock was unyielding, pressing in on him from all directions, but the opening never came. Instead, the fissure seemed to constrict even further, the rock closing in around his chest and waist like a vice. He was trapped. The passage he had entered was not the birth canal at all. It was an unmapped fissure, a dead end, barely wider than his shoulders, located in a section of the cave ominously known as Ed's Push. The first call for help shattered the stillness of the Utah night. Soon the area around Nutty Putty Cave was swarming with people. Over 100 rescue workers from across the county descended on the remote location. These were seasoned professionals, sheriff's deputies, paramedics, and most importantly, cave rescue specialists. They knew that time was the most critical factor. The first rescuer to reach John was a brave volunteer named Susie Motola. She managed to squeeze through the tight passages to get to his position. She found him wedged upside down, able to speak, but clearly in distress. Susie's presence was a small comfort, a human connection in the terrifying darkness. The rescue team's primary strategy hinged on a complex rope and pulley system. They would attach a rope to John's legs and, using a series of pulleys anchored to the cave walls, try to haul him upwards and backwards. The team of rescuers, positioned further up the passage, began to pull. The ropes went taut. For a moment there was a surge of hope. John moved, but their optimism was to be tragically short-lived. Suddenly, with a sickening sound, one of the main anchors, drilled into a section of calcite, failed. The rock gave way under the strain and the entire pulley system collapsed. The rope went slack, and John slid violently back down into the fissure, landing in the exact same position as before, perhaps even more tightly wedged. As the hours dragged on, John's condition began to deteriorate rapidly. He had been trapped upside down for more than a day. The constant, immense pressure on his body was becoming unsustainable. A paramedic was finally able to get close enough to check his vital signs. The news was dire. John had no discernible pulse in his lower body, and he was unresponsive. At approximately midnight on the 25th of November, nearly 28 hours after he had first entered the cave, John Edward Jones was pronounced dead. The frenetic energy of the rescue operation gave way to a profound and heavy silence. The news was relayed to his family waiting on the surface. It was a moment of unimaginable grief. All the hope that had sustained them through the long, agonizing hours was extinguished in an instant. To prevent any future tragedies, and out of respect for the Jones family, the decision was made to seal the cave permanently. A week after John's death, work began to close the entrance. A memorial plaque was placed near the sealed entrance, a permanent tribute to John Edward Jones. It stands as a quiet testament to a life cut short and a solemn warning about the power and indifference of the natural world. John's body remains within the cave, forever a part of the geology that trapped him. The cave holds its last secret, a silent subterranean memorial to the young man who ventured into its depths and never returned. A tragic reminder that some of the Earth's hidden places are best left undisturbed.